Alright, let's see if we're working. It looks like we're working to me. Let me double check. It didn't screw things up. Boop, boop. Yep, look good. Alright, let's try now. There we go. That looks much better. Okay, sound. How do you work? Okay, well, I ignored everything I was supposed to do today. I went down to town and bought myself some toys. Because I'm an adult. Today, Skavek's Plague Pack comes out. Also, these fancy bros came out. But I actually got them off somebody else for cheaper than release, which was really nice. They're the, ignore the world eaters there. They're the Warcry warband from the most recent launch box. But I didn't want the whole box, I just wanted these guys. The ghoul guys. And they're pretty sweet models. They all have like nice options for having like swords and stuff, which is pretty cool. But today's Skavek's Plague Pack came out. So I love me some Skaven, and I think this guy will make an amazing wizard for Frostgrave. And I really want to play a Frostgrave like campaign. I super want to do that. So I thought this guy would make an awesome wizard, and he's got this little guy here with the book, and I thought he would make an awesome apprentice, and then just have 4 other flavorful models to go in the warband. I thought it'd be pretty dope, so I grabbed that, and then I grabbed a Dominion box. So we're gonna open this up in a minute. I figured I'd do the Dominion stuff first, because it's I don't know, less mainstream, I guess, right? Like, or the only shop on Island that sells Dominion sells Conquest is Armchair Adventure. And they're pretty cool. They get Conquest stuff every now and then. And these guys, as far as I'm aware, they just came out very recently. They're the Bucacephaloi. They're like zombie mummy cows for the Old Dominion faction. My friend plays Old Dominion. I don't really, but I thought they were really, really cool models. So I wanted to paint them up. I thought it would be fun. Something that I've never tried painting before, right? Like this kind of like desiccated monster, maybe like some of the like the verdigris kind of bronze armor I thought would be really cool, right? Like kind of follow what's on the box, sort of. I thought that might be pretty dope. So I figured we'd check them out first, and then we'll get to the Skaven guys. I think I might build the Skaven guys on the channel. Alright, what do we got? First off, we've got the Conquest bases. These bases are cool because they go from being round bases, if you can see there. You know what? I'm doing an unboxing and then I don't actually open the damn things. They go from being round bases, which is really neat, to being square bases. So round bases kind of just tab in like that, which is really cool. So you can play rank and file games, or you can have them play individually with the round bases, which is pretty cool. So these guys should be pretty darn big. Looking at the size of that. So looks like we got 2 sprues in here. Looks like they're both unique. Alright, this one's got heads, and there's a bunch of different faces there. Pretty cool. Look at that one where he's like rotted right through the middle. And it looks like we're going to have different options for the top of the head as well. So there's a couple different ones there. There's another one down here. Big. Man, there's a bunch of options they didn't show in the box. You think they would show all the options in the box, right? Oh yeah, look at that. That big cool smasher. Yeah, that's cool as shit. I want to say the detail in these looks fantastic. The more recent Conquest stuff really has been fantastic. The old stuff fucking sucked. Like, I'll say that day in and day out, but the most recent stuff's been really good. That's cool. 5 different heads on there, 4 different face plates, 2 bodies, 1 weapon. Got a whole bunch of weapons here. We've got 4 different kinds of halberds. This is... I don't even know what that is. That's some kind of really weird halberd. And then we've got another Warhammer there. And then we've got 3 more face plates, 2 more faces, another body here. A bunch of different arms. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool faceplate. That one right there. This one right here looks like it's multiple parts. Yeah, it's cool. You think the box would show off these other options, but it doesn't. I assume there had to be more options than what you saw in the box, because all the pictures in the box had just the one. But yeah, there's definitely more in there. Oh, this is a mace. There's the other portion of it. The other, like, blade. It's a big bladed mace. Okay. It's pretty cool. I think I will definitely be using the big smash 'em stick there. And I think that bladed mace is really neat too. Surprised there's no shields. Shields are something that I think would look really good on this unit. Like a big tower shield. Alright, there's our card for our mummy zombie cow. We got our instructions. Alright. All kinds of different heads. Alternate hands. Alternate weapons. I like that one a lot with the horns that go up. That's really neat. Definitely has like a different look to it than the regulars. So in the end, we'll get 3 cows. Oh, that one's really cool. Where he's like dragging the mace. That's really cool. I like that a lot. That really leans into like the zombie-ness. That's cool. Oh, is that the same body that uses this arm though? Because that's also cool. Choices. Yeah, that's cool. I wonder if the arms are going to be interchangeable. So usually with the Conquest stuff, there's like a couple pieces that have to go together a specific way, and the rest of it's actually like kit bashable and interchangeable really well. It's one of the things that when I made the Raptor Riders for the Wadroon, like they're legitimately one of my favorite kits I've built recently, and they have been for a couple months now, because they had so much like potential and like kit bashability. It was really fun. They were just really creative and like really kind of like got them juices flowing, you know. So yeah. So it's interesting that like, I mean, they usually work that way. So I would be curious if these work the same. It looks like they might, or it looks like every body might have options. Yeah, because this one could have 33 or 49. How do the connection points look? Let's look at those. Okay. They do look a little different. If you slice that connection point off and green stuffed it though, that would work. You could do that easy. I bet you would work easy. Yeah, because each one has a slightly different peg on it. I bet you could green stuff that. But you are going to get a whole shit ton of options in here. It looks like each model has at least 2 weapon options for each model. And then you have all the head options. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I do love me some Conquest. It's a fun game, and the newer models are really, really, really nice. So these guys will be cool. One of the other reasons I picked these guys up is I was kind of looking for models to be the Warp Hunters in the Doomed, because I thought they sounded like fun to fight. So I thought these guys might do well for that. Reading that entry, I think it's supposed to be more of like a Predator, but I think like kind of horror zombie might fit the aesthetic a little better. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, it's also an armchair adventurer out here in Hawaii has started to sell Pro Acryl paint. I don't know shit about Pro Acryl paint except that the white is supposed to be fantastic. Guess what color they were sold out of? So I picked up some other colors to try them out. This is dark ivory. It's supposed to be like a khaki color. I thought this might make a cool like verdigris color since I was buying the cow guys. You can never go wrong with trying a different black, and I need a new brown, so I picked those up. So nothing like super crazy colors, but it'll be interesting to try them. And they have the entire line now. They're in the back of the store. It's very nice. And then also got these guys. This is Skavek's Plague Pack. I want to use these for Frostgrave, because I've really been wanting to play a Frostgrave campaign on the channel. And I thought these guys would make an awesome warband for Frostgrave, with Skavek being my boss, my magician, my mage, and then this little guy down here with the book, him being my apprentice. Look at that fancy presentation. Holy shit. Alright, we got our instructions. Here's what we're going to get. We're going to get 6 models, all of them very flavorful, which is really good. There's a guy. There's basically one of each kind of plague monk, right? There's the fanatic. There's a guy with double knives. There's a guy with a stick. It's basically one of each kind of plague monk plus an extra rat, which is pretty cool. All right. And then GW models are always great. Details always fantastic. I will admit, I'm never a big fan of pre-textured bases. I always like default bases, but all the Underworld stuff comes with it. Just kind of lame, but it is what it is. Well, yeah, just fantastic. Little boils and ratty pieces, and this guy here with his double knives. Like, I'm gonna stab you. Too good. These are all push fit because all this stuff is. Yeah, there's the fanatic guy, and there's Skavek with his bell, and then you get this thing, Skavek's Plague Pack Rivals deck. I don't know. I don't play Underworlds, to be honest. Anytime I buy anything for Underworlds, it's just because I want the models. I don't really play Underworlds. For those that don't know, Underworlds is like a mix of like magic and miniatures. It's supposed to be pretty fun, but honestly, it's not really something you can like play by yourself. So I've never been like interested in trying it out, as I do primarily solo gaming on the channel, right? Because I can't really film other people playing, and I tend to play a lot of weird games that nobody wants to play. So let's see. Let's build some of these rats. So it means I tend to play with myself a lot. Yes, I've made that joke like 4,000 times. I still genuinely chuckle at it. I'm sorry. I am a child. Alright, let's see. I also need piece number 3 and piece number 4. So push fit minis are always interesting. I'll say what I always say whenever I build push fit on the channel. Try not to get too much stuff into the tube, because you're going to be pushing a peg into a tube with push fit minis. Try not to get too much stuff into the tube, because what will happen is sometimes the tubes and the pegs are too tight, and any glue that you have in there won't actually be able to get out. So you might not be able to push stuff in as far as you really need to. So sometimes you see people cut the tubes down. I have to do that sometimes, but like, if I can avoid it, I would prefer to avoid it, you know? Because that's just a whole bunch extra faff that I don't want to have to deal with. Weird, this guy's kind of hollow underneath. It's super weird. Okay. Strange, GW. Alright, zoom in a little. Zoom in time. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright, now you can see a little better. But yeah, I've been really wanting to play a Frostgrave campaign. I picked up the couple of the Frostgrave books recently, and I thought it would be really fun to do a Frostgrave campaign where you start off having to like trek into the city from outside, and dealing with all the new wilderness survival stuff maybe as you like get into the city, and then like you start the game proper once you're there. Thought that might be pretty cool, because the new book has all these rules for like surviving outside the city, like without your camp and stuff. And I was like, oh, it'd be really neat to do that as like before the campaign kicks off, you know. So instead of like your guys heading out on like an adventure somewhere, like you're venturing into the city, you know, crossing the wilds around it to get to it. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. And then there's an entire book for playing by yourself for Frostgrave called Perilous Dark, and that's pretty cool. It's got some scenarios in it, and it's got like some general rules for making your own monsters and stuff, which I think is really neat. Really, yeah, really a fan of Frostgrave. So, yeah, I wanted to start up a new, holy shit. This guy's peg just broke off. It's weird. Huh. That's really weird. Never seen that happen before. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to put you on your base, so that'll make fixing your arm easier. There we go. Yeah, weird. Put a little glue around the base of that, down the base of that stick so it doesn't break again. Interesting. I'll glue this area up too. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what kind of wizard I'm gonna make for these guys. Because when you do a Frostgrave wizard and apprentice, you pick like a starting school. And there's like a whole bunch of them, and they're all kinds of stuff, like, you know, ranging from like shooting lightning to like enchanting weapons to teleporting people around, all kinds of stuff, which is pretty cool. But what ends up happening is you get so many spells from like the main chosen one, and then you get a couple of spells from like the extra ones. So like if you wanted the ability to like enchant weapons, right, and you didn't care about any of the other spells from that like main school, you could just take it as like one of your extra ones that you have to have. And it's a pretty cool system. And it's fun to like try to come up with neat combos, you know, like you know, like maybe you can like have your apprentice hit somebody with some move, and then your main guy can hit them with something else, and it will like wombo combo. You know. Yeah, I don't know if the microphone grabbed that squish, but that noise is what you get when you have too much liquid in the tube. But yeah, I picked up some STLs recently for Frostgrave from a company called STL Minotaurs. They're really good. They even have Rangafurs in there, which are really super cool. Where are they? Poopy. Where did I put them? Ah, there. Sorry, one of my Star Wars models broke and it's like completely fucked up my craft room. But yeah, they even have Rangafurs in there, which are like reindeer. So I was thinking about doing Rangafur warband originally. And they have hands and stuff. They don't not have hands. I just haven't glued any on yet. I was thinking about doing a Rangafur warband originally, but you only get 3 poses of the Rangafurs from the STL miniatures. So it made it a little hard. I was like, well, I could have the Rangafurs and then maybe fill in with some. Let me find a head. Is that it? Maybe fill in with some beasties, some gnolls. But I was like, I don't know. So now I think I'm just gonna paint the Rangafurs and have them be their own thing. And have these skaven be my warband. Also, there wasn't a model that really screamed in the Rangafur set that screamed like wizard to me. they were all kind of warrior-y. So, yeah, I picked them up almost exclusively for that, and it just didn't work out. But they're still cool models, and I'll still use them for something. But they're just not going to be my boss right now. But yeah, there he is. Pretty darn dope. Pretty darn dope. Okay. Let's see. Last, I want to finish this runner-up. Last but not least, we've got our little rat buddy. You're probably like, what are you going to use the rat as in Frostgrave? There's no like giant rat you can have as a friend. Well, you can summon animals. So technically this guy could be a summon. But what I'm going to do with him is I'm just going to call him a warhound. And he's going to be my warhound. Shoop. Yep. And then you can see like his little feet are actually on the base. Which is just strange. But it's how they mold these guys. Sorry, my camera's probably focusing on my beard. I'm probably like super beard cam. There we go. There we go. Little ratty poo. In focus. And then, let's see, who else do we got? We got Skabic, and we have the Zealot. Fanatic, that's the word they use. Fanatic. Okay, this is really weird instructions. So look at this. These guys go left to right. These guys go up to down. Just weird. Very strange to be like, hey users, do A, B, C, and D, and then it's like, LOL, JK, you know? Let's see. I bet Skabic gets the bigger base. Yeah. So all these Underworld models, they always are so characterful. It's really neat. Like, they just always have so much personality to them. They've done 2 other Skaven warbands, one of which is in a stupid combo box that I have not brought myself to buy, even though the warband is fucking awesome. And the other one is a bunch of like soldiers, kind of. So I'm definitely going to be drawing from those 2, because I have both those for my warband, plus my whole Skaven army. So I'll probably have a whole bunch of like thieves and stuff from those. Sorry. And maybe the guy with the big 2-hander, he can be like a berserker or something. Like when you're, I don't know, when you're finding minis for mini agnostic games, like there's a lot of options out there if you just look, you know? Right, and if you really like the Warhammer IP and you really want you know, your game still to be themed like that, like you can easily do that. Like that game I was playing last week, The Doomed, like if you wanted that to be Warhammer themed, it would be so freaking easy. Like that game specifically made so it doesn't have it has a concept, right? But it doesn't have a really strong story. Specifically so you can theme it to however the hell you want. Which is a really good call from the guy that made it. Right, like if you want to set it in the old world, you could 100% do that. Like you could just be like, yep, this is my Bretonians and they're going on a quest and it works, you know. It's like, oh, this one says it has a phase blaster or whatever. Okay, you mean a warpstone blaster? And you know, you could very easily do that. You can do the same thing with Frostgrave really easy too. I mean, Frostgrave conceptually is based on Mordheim, which was a Warhammer game set in the old world about this doomed city that had a ton of warpstone fall on it. It got hit by a meteor and basically got basically just completely fucked up from this warpstone meteor. And it was all the people in this dead city battling over the warpstone. You know, so even something like that, if you wanted to, you know, theme your game of Doomed around that, you could easily do it. That's one of the reasons why the rulebook is actually so good. Is because it's interesting enough to get you in and give you that that taste, you know, but not so restrictive that it has to be one specific thing. Alright, so let me show off these models. My beard is now in the way. Bum, 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 bum. That's a pretty cool mini. Crazy Zealot. We got Ratatouille here with his little chunk of warpstone. We got Stabs Mackenzie with his double knives, looking fucking insane. And we got his guy with his it's like a proclamation stick. It's like a banner stick that he can hit you with. And we got our apprentice. I've come up with a cute name for him. He's pretty darn cool. And you got Skavik, who's going to be my my mage. Oops, sorry. Come on. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know which one of these. I know a couple of these were not out of focus, so we'll... There he goes. He's pretty darn cool. This guy, I think, is probably the coolest mini in this set. He's really neat. Yeah, so that's Skavik's warband all built up. Nice and easy. Nothing crazy. And get some cards. Show off my protocol paints I grabbed. and the bucocephaloi there that I'm going to play around with and probably build up this evening. But yeah, that's everything I grabbed today. And with that, I'm going to take a little break. And, yeah. Bonk. We'll be back tomorrow for another game of The Doomed. We will probably play in the afternoon instead of in the morning, though. Because I'm going to go work at my other house in the morning, get it ready for sale. So I'm going to do that. And once that's all done, I'll be back. Probably going to grab a shower, and then I'm going to stream. So probably no later than like 2, but we'll play a game of The Doom tomorrow. And it should be pretty fun. But I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching, and keep on keeping